Hello, my name is Gene. I live here with my wife Lori and my dog Jackson, who's chomping down on some food. You can probably hear him in the background. But we also have a daughter, Samantha, who's away at college. And we use our slow cooker very often because we're very busy and it's very easy, and we just love the food in it. I'd say we cook everything, like baby back ribs is probably my favorite, and we also do barbecue chicken, pot roast, and many soups and stews, and many other things. But the only problems I have with it, especially with soups and stews, is the having to lift the lids off and to stir it. To stir it up, because the vegetables will come to the top, and if they're not stirred, they tend to dry out on top and be nice and moist on the bottom. And also, I don't like that ring that gets around the inside where it burns. And every time you lift that lid to stir, you lose your heat, and it just adds time to your cooking. Today I'm going to make a beef stew in the slow cooker. And I went to Food Line this morning, and their beef stew that was cut up in chunks was $4.99 a pound. But I found this choice bottom round roast on sale for $2.99 a pound. And this it's a much better cut of beef and has very little fat, which I'm going to trim off and slice it and cut into about 1-inch cubes. And then I'm going to roll it in this mixture of flour and salt and pepper and some garlic powder. And then I'm going to brown it in a frying pan with a little bit of olive oil. The reason I like the flour mixture is because when the flour cooks, it breaks down and it locks the juice inside the meat. And it also helps as a thickening agent for your stew. I like it thick because if it's not thick, it's soup. I even about 30 minutes before I think it's done, if it's not thick enough, I'll add a little cornstarch and water to it. But I have potatoes that I'll dice up, and baby carrots, beef broth, and of course my salt, pepper, and sea salt. And about an hour before it's ready, I'll add these little pearl onions in there because they're canned and they're already partially cooked, so it won't take long to do that. And then we'll see how it comes out.
Wait.
Okay, I've got the roast all sliced up and cubed up into small pieces, and flour mixture, and I browned it in the frying pan. Just seared it to lock the juices in. Get a spoon here.
Okay.
And I'm going to add the beef. I like to put it in first because I like to get my Worcestershire sauce and other spices that I add right directly into the meat. Maybe a tablespoon or two, I really don't count. And I don't like celery seed or celery in my stews, but I do like the taste of celery seed. So I'm going to add a little bit of that. And a little bit of dried parsley. Maybe about a teaspoon. And a little paprika. Again, just maybe a teaspoon. And then I will add my broth. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put the potatoes. These are the potatoes diced up. And the baby carrots. I said, I'll add my little pearl onions later on so they won't cook in the mush. They'll still be nice and firm. And I'll start with the beef broth. That's my essentials. That's the Food Line brand. I don't really measure it. I just try to barely cover the vegetables and well, the whole mixture. Because if it's not covered, whatever's left on top will dry out, because like I said earlier, you can't stir it unless you open the lid. Mix this up a little bit. And that's just right to the top there. And now, get the lid on, and as you can see, this slow cooker came over on the Mayflower. It only has two settings, low and high. No hours. It's older than my daughter. So, and like I said, she's in college, so I'm setting that on low, and I'll just let it cook and come back and check on it and see when I need to start my stirring regimen. That's been about 4 hours into the cooking time. I'm taking the lid off. It's some of the vegetables are a little bit dry on top. I didn't really want to take that lid off and stir it yet, and it's starting to stick a little on the sides there. I've been checking it along. It still needs to cook a while, but I want to just give it a quick stir there to get everything mixed up good. And we'll keep it. Okay, this is hour number 7. I came in and checked it and stirred it the first time after 4 hours, and then again after 5 hours, and after 6 hours. And this is the 7th hour, so it's still a little bit thin broth, so I'm gonna add a little cornstarch and cold water that I mixed up to thicken it up a little bit. I like a nice thick broth or gravy. Give it a little stir. And now I'm going to add my pearl onions that I've been talking about. Give this a stir. Man, it's smelling good. Oh, it's already thickening up just that quick. It's almost ready. See how that broth's already thickened up, but it'll get even thicker. Okay, I'm going to let that set just to maybe 30 more minutes, and it should be ready to go in the bowls.
Alright. Now.
Okay, it's been 7.5 hours, and I think we're about ready. As you can see, it's still trying to stick on the sides there a little bit, but that's where an automatic stirrer would come in handy. But don't have one. I'm gonna ladle a little bit of this out here. Getting pretty hungry. Just gonna get a little because it is hot. I think if we'd had the automatic stir, it would have cut down the time quite a bit having to lift this lid off. I'm sure this could have been done in 5 hours instead of 7.5. And it would have stopped a lot of that having to stir it and check. You know, if you're not at home to look after it, it makes a Mate, B, that's good. That's good stuff. But really, it would have not taken near as long to cook, and you wouldn't have all this mess on the sides like that, and you wouldn't have to be constantly checking it. Anyway, that's Gene's beef.